Hi guys, it's Lynn, also known as Mrs. KC. It's been a while since I've updated because it's just been heart-wrenching what we've had to go through the past few months. We did a second frozen embryo transfer September 6th of 3 so-called perfect embryos, and actually got a positive home pregnancy test the evening of, I guess it was the 12th maybe. It was about 6 days after the transfer, which was a Monday, and I tested again 2 days later on Wednesday, and it was stronger positive. And I actually went into the doctor's office on Friday to have my beta checked, my beta HCG, instead of waiting until Monday, which was when it was originally scheduled. So on September 16th, I went in for my first blood draw, and it was positive. Of course, I already knew that. My first level, and that, I guess that would make it 15 days past ovulation, because it was a 5-day transfer and it was 10 days later. So 15 days post ovulation. It was at 294, so yay. The first transfer we did back December 31st, 12 days later, my level was only at just under 45. So we were very, very excited. Of course, we already believed it was going to happen. That Monday I went in, which was 12 days post-transfer, so 13 days post-transfer because of the weekend. So that was 18 days post-ovulation. And my level had risen to 864. So it was a doubling rate of about 46 hours. So it was perfect. Everything seemed fine. We kind of had a feeling that we were actually pregnant with twins because we knew we put 3 in, and my levels kind of indicated possibly twins. I was having pregnancy symptoms as far as constant urination, always feeling the need to have something to drink. I was very thirsty, a lot of saliva. Touch and go nauseousness. I didn't get sick per se, but I always kind of felt queasy. Always felt hungry, uncomfortable, unable to sleep all night long, but I was tired. So I pretty much was either in bed or on the couch or in the recliner all day long. I wasn't working through all of this, so I had a true, technically, bed rest because I wasn't doing anything. About 6 days later, so I just had the 2 betas that Friday and the following Monday. That Saturday, my husband and I went to my in-laws' house, and that was really kind of my first day out. And while I was there, I actually took a nap, my normal afternoon nap, and I woke up and there was some blood in my panties, in my panty liner from, I was taking Cronone, so I was wearing a panty liner, and it was bright red, but there wasn't a lot. And of course, I got nervous and was worried because, hello, I felt like this is what we went through just 10 months earlier, pretty much. And we left there, and I called the nurse, and of course the nurse said what most everybody knows that's in this situation, that there's no need to worry if you don't feel a maxi pad within 2 hours, if there's no cramping, if there's no clotting. And so I came home, I went to bed, I put my feet up, and everything was fine. Within 2 or 3 hours, the bleeding had stopped completely. Fast forward, about 3 days later, had some more bleeding, but it was very light. It was spotting. I never filled my panty liner. I just noticed that when I would go to the bathroom and I would wipe. So I still felt like everything was okay. I still felt pregnant. I still was doing everything right. Then we went in on October 5th, which was my dad's birthday. And the ultrasound revealed that nothing was in utero. And we were, of course, devastated. and the doctor was concerned of a possible ectopic pregnancy. And yes, he wanted me to have some blood work done. He wanted the doctor or the nurse to check my blood pressure and my weight in case I had to take that injection. And forgive me, I don't know the name, but many of you do. It starts with an M that basically terminates everything. And when I left, I told him I'll come back tomorrow. I was just too devastated to do it that day. And Ken and I came home, and we pretty much, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie, it was rough. And when I left the clinic, I had no intentions of going back for blood work. I went that route the first time. There was nothing they could tell me. Everything seemed fine. And I just figured that if it was ectopic, honestly, at that point, I was like, let it happen. I was just so angry. I was angry with God. I was angry with the doctors. I was angry with myself. I felt like such a failure. And I thought, worst case scenario, if I start to have any real bad cramping or anything that indicated that it was an ectopic, that I would just go to the emergency room. Hence, now we are almost the end of October, so that was 3 weeks ago yesterday that this happened. And we're slowly dealing with it. We're getting back to, I guess, what you would call normal. And I just don't know where to go from here. They say when God closes the door, he opens the window. And we did have a little shred of hope last week. My cousin, who I have not been very close with, and I hate to say that, but we just haven't been close. We've lived in opposite ends of the country pretty much. And she called me out of the blue and offered to be a surrogate for us, and have our 2 remaining embryos that we have transferred into her. She's been married for 5 years to her husband. They don't have any children yet. And it was just such an amazing offer. Once I picked myself up off the floor and stopped crying, and thanked her immensely. My husband and I talked about it for a couple of days, and it's something that we're willing to look into. I'm not sure her husband just quite yet. She wanted to know if we were okay with it before she talked to him. So I'm not sure he's quite ready to do that. He has some questions and wants to know if we've exhausted everything. And so we don't know about that. We had another thing that we got news today, got shot down, but a couple of ours that are in our Sunday school class had dinner with us Sunday night and mentioned a young girl that's 16, I believe, who's about 6 or 7 months pregnant, and wondered if we would be interested or consider adopting this baby when she had it. Of course, we jumped all over it. But because she's so far along at this point, I guess her and her parents have pretty much prepared for the child now. And maybe if things were different and we asked a couple of months ago, it could have been a possibility. But it's just not a possibility for us now. So today I had an epiphany. And that was, God's not done with me. God's not done with my chance of being a mother, Ken's chance of being a father, and it's time for me to take charge. I pretty much have stood by for the past 15 years of trying to conceive, listening to doctors, taking pills, doing this, doing that, and for those of you who have PCOS like I do, it's so frustrating because what works for a woman that doesn't have PCOS generally doesn't work for us. And so I was like, it's time for me to take charge. And I jumped online, did some research to try to find any books. I knew there were a couple of books that related to PCOS. I had no idea that there was such a vast array out there. So I'm in the middle of doing some research, and I'm going to do some checking and reading reviews. I don't want to jump the gun and just buy every single book out there, because a lot of them are going to pertain the same things, and a lot of them won't even pertain to me, because I might already know or have been told what's in those books. So for the time being, sorry, new haircut, trying to get used to it. For the time being, I have about 5 books on my list. And I went to Barnes & Noble today and picked up my first one. And because I think it's the important one for me to start on. And that is the, hold on, I'll get it. Okay, it's the Insulin Resistance Diet by Cheryl Hart, MD. So I'm going to be reading this the next couple of days and hopefully have a plan, diet plan. And I ordered 4 more books on Amazon this afternoon when I got home, and those should come probably next week. So I'll let you guys know when those get here, and I'm going to take them one by one. I just don't want to be overwhelmed. So we have a cruise in a little over 4 weeks, the week after Thanksgiving. So I'm hoping that we will we'll have a good start on things by then. We want to go. We want to just relax and kind of just have fun. You know, get away from this dreary place. I mean, I'm surrounded by these 4 walls, and bless my husband's heart, he just feels like it's just depressing being here because of the heartaches we've gone through. So anyway, I know it's been a while since I've vlogged. I'm constantly blogging, so if you don't know my blog, check it out. A lot of times I blog there and I won't be video blogging. So, but I hope to get on the bandwagon, I can't even talk, bandwagon, to do more vlogging, because they have really helped me out over the past couple of years. And thanks to Carla, the Bubblush, many of you that are watching my video, you probably know her very well. I love her, and I know she's another PCOS girl, and her beautiful Hannah is 1 year old, and I know she's trying to conceive number 2, and I hope to at least conceive number 1 to begin with. So anyway, I will see you next time. Bye.